Best part of my day is when you stop by. I'm John Zidar, aka the StockWizard. This is On Top and Hot, where we like to focus in on, you got it, hot penny stocks. Why? Because that's what I primarily trade. I'm a day trader out there every single day looking for stocks under $5. And I'm always looking for a hot penny stock, one that has potential where we can both cash in. Well, I've got one I want to share with you today. This is DataVault AI, ticker DVLT. And to be honest, I've already made money on this. I cashed out a couple days ago when she was running hard. But, I looked at the news. I see what people are saying. I think more is coming. I got back in today. And I want to share why with you right now. So this is DataVault AI, ticker DVLT, a US-based company based out of Oregon. She finished today at $2.37, and she's dropped about 6.3%, which is about 16 cents. Now, this is a penny stock in the major exchange, which comes with a host of benefits compared to the penny stocks on the OTC. First off, there's no transaction fees when you trade on the major exchange, unlike the OTC. You also get to trade these pre-market, aftermarket. Some of the biggest runners you will ever see happen in these periods of time, and you never get that opportunity with OTC. There's a heck of a lot more money and a heck of a lot more volume on the major exchange, which is what we as traders are looking for. And there's a lot more rules on the major exchange, which as investors we need to keep our investments safe because it keeps the companies honest. So what is DVLT all about? Well, she's actually a twofold business now. She used to be WISA Technologies back in December, January, but they did a merger with DataVault AI, and now they're a two-pronged business. The two prongs, primarily they are working with wireless sound, very high-end wireless sound. Now, we're not just talking about wireless speakers in your home, which they have that, but we're talking about bigger venues, sporting events, concerts, things like that. And there's quite a lot of information in here if you want to go through all of that. We haven't got time right now. The other prong is the AI aspect, working with Web3. And primarily what they're focusing in on right now is helping companies work with the data that they are accumulating so that they can cash in on it. That's what everybody is doing right now. They're accumulating data and finding ways to cash in on it. And there's lots of different ways to do it. And we're not going to go through all of that either. But there's information here if you want to go through that. And I do want to read the bottom sentence here. With DataVault's data value, data score, and information data exchange, you can visualize, value, and monetize your data assets like never before. Our platform ensures you stay ahead, making your data work for you, not against you. Now, to get more information, we're going to dive on over to the news, and there is a lot of news here, folks, and we're not going to dive into all of it. Oh, bloody heck. All right, I had more down here that was highlighted, but I do remember what I wanted to share with you. Now, I'm going to go through the headlines here, but you're going to do the due diligence. We don't have time to go through all of this, but I do want to go through their most recent financials, which is telling us about what they are expecting for the future, which is big to me. So looking back here, all this news is just from September forward. There's a lot of news here, folks, and they're covering a lot of different aspects. DataVault AI announces an entity affiliated with the CEO acquired 10 million shares of the company. So just think of that as an insider buy for 10 million shares, which is a good thing. Whenever an insider makes a big purchase, it's normally because they know something we don't, and normally it's good. Next piece of news comes out on the 22nd of September. Nature Miracle Holdings, DataVault AI, and Harrison Global Holdings joined forces to launch the X Club for the global XRP community. XRP, Ripple, the crypto. I don't know a lot about what this is about. It's big. XRP is big. Ripple, there's a lot going on with it right now. You're probably going to want to do some due diligence with that piece of news as well. Now, this is where things started getting really hot, folks. September 25th, DataVault AI secured $150 million in Bitcoin That's how it was invested from Scilex Holdings into this company, purposely to build a supercomputer and launch independent data exchanges in the US, which they have been doing. So they had $150 million worth of Bitcoin from a biotech. That's what Scilex is, a biotech working on non-opiate pain medicines. They invested it into this company. Jumping up here to this piece of news, which is huge. This came out September 29th. IBM commits to invest 20,000 hours of expected investment value of $5 million for solution architects, AI engineers, all to advance DataVault's AI partnership. Folks, this just isn't money. It'd have been very easy for IBM just to throw a whole bunch of money at the company, but no, they're giving them manpower, man hours. We're getting 20,000 hours worth of IBM tech coming into this company. That is huge, folks. We got companies giving us Bitcoin. We got companies giving us man hours. Ooh, looking good to me. This piece of news is interesting, and I don't understand the full concept. With that $150 million banked, DataVault AI is making proof of the next billion-dollar asset class. Now, I dove into this piece of news to try to understand what they were saying. Rather than take that 150 million Bitcoin and just throw it into the treasury, put it on your balance sheet, they want to proof it and make it business worthy so that they can build businesses around it. It becomes more than just an asset. I don't understand it completely, so you're going to want to do more due diligence with that one. DataVault AI in October signed a memorandum of understanding with Korea Aerospace University to pioneer digital credentialing and aerospace innovation. Have no idea, but it sure sounds impressive to me. Also in October, the company converts $13.3 million in convertible debt. So they're lessening their debt, probably had shares go out, turned a debtor into an investor, which is always good, but it does put more shares on the market usually. DataVault AI selected to power first tokenized Dream Bowl 14 and Esports Global Championships on January 11th at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Now, I don't understand this completely, folks, but this is a fantasy sports sort of thing. It's not a place where everybody goes. It's a place where the event happens, the sporting event, but everybody is playing at home. They're playing on their own devices wherever they're at, not just in the U.S. This is a global event in a lot of different countries, and it's based around football. Now, what DataVault is doing is they are bringing in the sound at the event itself with one of their special technologies, audio, I think it's called, and they are also tokenizing it. They are bringing some sort of tokens to this event, which will actually physicalize the fantasy gaming. So it's not all digital. They're going to bring some physical aspects to it. They're also going to bring live streaming stats to the boards, which is going to make it a lot easier for the game players. So this is a big deal. They are tapping into a $600 billion market. It's going to be another revenue stream for them. I am going to dive into this fourth quarter outlook. That is what we want to dive into, but I want to read these two before we do. October 6th, DataVault turned its balance sheet into growth engine, proving treasury innovation can generate millions. That 150 million in Bitcoin, because of price fluctuations, gained them $17 million. Right? Didn't have to do any more business, just let the crypto rise in value. But if it goes down, they're also going to lose money, right? They won't report that either. And the last piece of news on this page, DataVault AI technology begins implementing at Nevada and North California Vibe 99.7 FM radio, delivering expanded advertising revenue opportunities. Now, basically, this is a one-year contract to do advertising for a radio company over on the West Coast. And that sounds pretty boring. Well, I was reading to see anything more I could glean from this. Well, it's not exactly what I thought it was. and I'm not sure if I even understand what it is. But I'm going to read this one paragraph to you. DataVault's audio technology is intended to enable broadcasters in television, radio, satellite, and streaming services to create inaudible tones, sounds that cannot be heard, broadcast them, and deliver audio mobile quick responses that can increase and guide foot traffic, providing on-premises wayfinding, coupons, promotions, and information that is delivered to mobile smartphones via sound. Unlike conventional technology, audio requires neither connected power nor network to be operational. Data over sound is being explored by DataVault's customers in a myriad of industries seeking to drive incremental revenue and increase customer retention and connectivity. I don't know. I know what I read. I just don't know exactly what they're saying. It's an inaudible signal that they're sending. So are these pictures? I'm not quite sure. But this is a new technology that they're tagging into, and they've just got a contract that they're involved with. Now, that last piece of news is the fourth quarter financial, and I am jumping over here to StockTitan.net, which is my go-to site for news. They also have a screener over here if you want to see stocks that are moving right now, and this is all for free. They give you quite a lot of information over here, folks. But before I share anything else, let's dive into these financials because they give us a lot of insight. I'm going to read this paragraph right here. DVLT AI updated their Q4 2025 outlook and projections, as well as for 2026. The company says it has incorporated 4 Delaware data exchanges targeting real-world assets, nil, corporate data, political donations, and their patent portfolio, which now exceeds 70 patents. DataVault reports a secured 150 million seed investment in Bitcoin to build high-performance computing and IBM licensed capabilities. Management expects to meet or exceed the second half guidance projections for revenue for this year of 12 to 15 million. They're going to do at least that, if not more, as well as kicking their 2026 40 to 50 million target, possibly up even higher as well. So everything is on course to do exactly what they said, but they're giving room for more growth. Things are growing now, so the revenue should start coming in faster as well. Now, something I want to share with you here. Let me see if I can just back this up. Let me see. I want to share something about this site. I told you that the company has had DVLT, that I sold my shares the other day because it was moving. It was moving fast. Well, it was. Here is the news, folks. The news today caused the stock to go up 21.6%. The news that came out 2 days ago, the stock went up 55%. She has been rising more so than falling on the news. And there is talk of the price going to $20, $25. Now, maybe it never gets near that. But if it doubles and hits $5, that'll be great. If it hits 10, that'll be outstanding. So we've got lots of catalysts here. They are involved with crypto. They are involved with XRP. They are involved with Bitcoin. They got IBM jumping on board with them. They're working with fantasy football, basically. Dream Bowl. So they're doing a lot, and I expect a lot more from them. Okay. Before we get off target, let's go take a look at the relative volume for the company today. Oh, it's down a little bit, dropping from about 81, 82 million, which is our average daily over the last 30 days, down to about 70 million today. Share structure for the company. Don't know what the float is. Our outstanding share count is just shy of 100 million. No clue what the insiders own, but I know they own something. Subtract that from the outstanding, that gives you your float. Not knowing what the float is, all I can actually say is it's not going to be any higher than the outstanding share count. So it won't be any higher than 97 million, which is the line. I don't want to float any higher than 100 million. That's getting a little too high for me. Market cap, We are just about $250 million right now. Financials. Is the company making any money? Yes, they are. Over the last 4 years, it has been falling. They went from $6.5 million. That's not thousands. We've got to add 3 zeros to any of the numbers on any of these charts. From $6.5 million down to $3.3 million, $2 million, and we're coming up now at $2.6 million. Now, last year we were way down. Look at that. $3.4 million we lost. Even though we made $2 million, we lost $3.4 million, making $2 million. This time we got to keep some of that money. We got to keep $376,000 out of $2.6 million. Quarterlies, yes, we are making money, bouncing up and down. A year ago, we were at $345,000, jumped up to over $1 million, fell down to just over $500,000, and now we're way up, highest we've been in a year, $1.7 million. But look, why does it cost us so much money? $1.7 million it cost us to make that. So out of all that, we got to keep $35,000. Well, I'm really glad they gave us projections in their financials. They tell us they're going to be at 10 to 15 million by the end of the year. Glad to hear that. And what? 40 to 50 million next year. We need it. Balance sheet for the company. It has been dropping a lot over the last year from 6.1 million down to $600,000. That's all they got in the bank. They've been spending it fast and furiously. Total assets, we got 120 million. Total liabilities, 46 million. So we are holding positive stockholder equity. We get quite a lot of it, actually. We get $74 million. So you're definitely not holding a bag with this company. Disclosures. Last thing we need to consider. We did just have a 13D filed. This is whenever a new investor comes on board. If they buy a certain percentage of the company, there you go. Scilex Holdings, they just got themselves 15 million shares. That is 8% of the company. Well, we knew they just did. Is that what they got for 150 million of Bitcoin? Woohoo! Anything else we got over here? An 8K. This is a material change. I like to just poke my head in, read the bold headline here. If it says that, I'll normally read the first paragraph. As previously disclosed on August 4th, the company entered into a securities purchase agreement with certain institutional investors, which is a direct offering for $6,666,666. So they're getting money. Look, this is all we're saying. People are interested in the company right now. We have investors coming in throwing money at the company. We have investors coming in throwing Bitcoin at the money. We have investors coming in throwing man hours, man energy at this company. Everybody's investing everything. It sounds juicy to me. Mwah! Best thing we can do now is look at that chart. Let's go do it. So let's take a look now at ticker DVLT. We're going to chart it on my free trading platform, Think or Swim, aka my playground, because I have a lot more fun charting than I do reading filings and press releases. I guarantee you that. So our 1-year chart has been on a decline. She has been underneath the 200 the entire year, falling from roughly $2 down to our 52-week low of 25 cents. Off of that 25 cents, she virtually jumped immediately, pushing hard and fast up to a 52-week high of $3.10. And what we had here was no doubt a 200 squeeze. The price was between the 200 MA and the 200 Hall. Once it got on top of the 50, she launched to and through the 200. Strong. All of our oscillators are climbing, everything going to the moon on our yearly chart. This is a beautiful chart, lots and lots of heat. Coming on down to our 6-month, 4-hour view, it's just a close-up of the yearly chart, right? She's been falling gradually over this last 6 months, hitting that low, and then turning up, getting over top of that 200 MA and flying. She is flying on top of the 20, really. She is floating on the 9, bouncing on the 20. Floating on the 9, bouncing on the 20. So right now, I would actually anticipate this to come all the way down to the 20, wherever it's going to be at that moment. Right now, we're down here at about $2, and the price is up there at $2.40. which could be a hard drop, but she's bouncing hard. So I'd be looking for that entry and another jump. All of our oscillators are showing that exact pattern. Lots of bounces going on, and right now it's bouncing down, and our RSI is actually starting to turn up right now, showing signs of starting to climb. Take a look at our 20-day 1-hour view. So there's our low, 30 cents, really flat, but climbing ever so slightly, and she is picking up momentum slowly, and she's getting stronger and stronger, and right now you can see the volatility is coming in. We're starting to get bounces. Our MAs right now look like they're starting to roll over, which would follow suit that I think she's probably going to fall somewhere down near $2, $2.10 maybe, and then bounce from there. This looks like she'd come all the way down to 160. I don't think she'll come down that far. All of our oscillators are cool right now on our hourly chart. Everything is falling, and it looks like it's all trying to cusp up right now at this very moment. Let's take a look at our 5-day, 5-minute. 99 cents a week ago. We hit that high of $3.10 yesterday. That's a 300% run right there, folks. She has dipped now underneath the 200, is going sideways, but we've got ourselves a 200 squeeze right here. There's our 200 haul turned up. It's already blue. There's our 200 MA coming down. There's your squeeze. They're both coming towards the price, squeezing on it. It does not like that. Price is right there. Just got on top of the 50. It's ready to launch, folks. Somebody just put a match to the wick, and this thing is ready to go boom. So I am watching this now. DVLT is on my watch list. I did buy back into it today, but that doesn't mean I won't buy more. I have no problem buying more of a stock at a greater price than I paid for it initially if it's going up. I don't want to miss out either. So I'll pay more to get more as long as everything is climbing. I'm making money on everything I bought, right? Folks, I did not cover everything. There's a lot going on with this company. It's worth your time and effort to dive into it. I would. I did. So should you. Remember, folks, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See ya.